Okay, we're gonna do some spiced apple rings. So you want a firm apple. I have Honeycrisp. You can also use Granny Smith, whatever type you want. However, I'm going to recommend that when you are picking out your apples, make sure that they will drop in so that your apple rings fit in there nicely, because this isn't gonna work. I can use part of this apple, it's not an issue, but it's something that I never thought of. So those two work, but this one won't, and this one won't, and that one might. But anyway, just make sure that you pick up the right size apples. Simple recipe. You need water, vinegar, sugar, whole cloves, cinnamon stick, ginger, allspice, some red or green food coloring, some fruit fresh, and of course your apples. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take some fruit fresh. I don't know how much. That's probably about a tablespoon. And I'm going to mix it around, and I'm using this to keep the apples from turning brown. So this is cold water and some fruit fresh. I'm going to mix it around there, and then I'm going to get my apple slice. So a lot of people will say, and they are correct, that they can't afford to do canning or any preservation because everything is so expensive. Your canners, your jars, your, just the little things, the measuring cups, the funnels. And I get it because they are. And none of us are made out of money. I know I sure am not made out of money. But for this recipe, I need to take my cinnamon sticks, cloves, nutmeg, and allspice, and I need to put it in a little pouch thing. Now they do make those a little, oh, I hate it when people use my scissors. So will you get me a different pair of scissors, please? Anyway, they're for tea. And I don't have one of those. I've never had one of those, and I don't have a pair of sharp scissors right now. Those better? Yep, that's better. So I'm gonna make a little bag with all my goodies in it. Anyway, what I was trying to get across is, yes, it is expensive. The supplies are expensive, and the more that people start canning and realizing that it's important to to preserve food. Things are getting tough. The more expensive it's going to become. So I'm gonna have one of those. I got some cheesecloth, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cloves that I need, and I need about 1.5 teaspoons. Now I'm doubling this because I want to have a little extra sauce. What the heck? I want to have a little extra sauce to put over my apples. So I need that one, and I need, okay. So I have that, and I'm going to, my cinnamon sticks. You don't have to use cinnamon sticks because they smell so good. They're expensive too. You can just use ground cinnamon, okay? But I'm gonna not break these right now. I'm gonna break them, but obviously I need to have a hammer. So I'm gonna put my cinnamon sticks in here. Actually, I don't need a hammer. And I'm also going to put my allspice and ginger in here. And so I need a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. I need a 1/2 teaspoon. They really need to make these things so you can eat them better. Okay, I'm gonna put my. Now I know you're like, oh, that's gonna go through. Well, yeah, it probably will. But the thing of it is it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt your apples. It's not gonna hurt your sauce. pure syrup. It's not going to hurt that at all. And ginger, I need a quarter. If I had some fresh ginger, I would cut a piece off from that and peel it, and I would use that. But I don't, because that's expensive too. Anyway, like I was saying, so many of the things that you need for canning, you can find in the thrift stores. You just have to know what you're looking for, and when you come across something, you know, kind of compare to see what the price is if you buy it new and what it is if you buy it secondhand. And I found multiple things. My family members look for canning supplies, jars, lids, rings. You know, you do have to check your jars, making sure that they're in good shape. You do have to make sure that they're not like really old. Some of them are good, but they can become a little bit fragile. So anyway, so I'm going to take this, and you know, I think I want another stick in there. I'm gonna roll it right up in there. Okay. Roll this over like this. I don't know if this is going to work, but yeah, it'll work. And I'm going to tie this in a knot in a bowl. And I'm going to put it in my pot with my water. You can also, if you want to, you know, you can put this in some hot water and steep it that way if you want. It's only recently that I've been buying spices and whatnot that are whole, and the flavor is so super good, but it's expensive. A lot of people are looking for things for me, and I get a lot of things gifted, so already I can smell this working. So I have my water in here. I'm going to put my vinegar in, and I'm going to bring this to a boil, kind of turn it down to a simmer. Then I'm going to add my sugar and my, what else? My food coloring, and then I'm going to lay the apples in here. And this house, I have no doubt, is going to be smelling mighty fine. Okay, so I have this. Oh, it smells amazing. I'm going to take it out. Don't throw these away. I'm going to take it out, put it in here, and I'm going to, okay, so I was going to put a few Red Hots in here, and my daughter works at a candy store, and she called me because she needed to be picked up early from work. And so I asked her, do you have any Red Hots? You know, the little tiny candies? And she said, oh yeah. I said, okay, do you have them in bulk, or do you sell them in boxes? How do you do it? Well, we have them in bulk. I said, okay, can you grab me like just a handful of them? Sure, I can do that. So she comes home, and bless her heart, this is what she brings me. These are, what are they? They are atomic fireballs. So I'm just going to use like these 3 in here, and I'm going to put them in here, and I'm hoping that, you know, they'll melt up nice. Oh, all the stuff's coming out. That's good. And I'm also going to add my sugar. And I'm not going to cook this because I don't want it to, you know, to get thick. I want to have a nice liquidy syrup to put on it. Depending on how thick it is or how thin it is here, I don't know. I never know until the very end. I think that's what's nice about cooking, is you just do how it works. If one thing doesn't work, figure something else out, because there's always a way to make it work. And I don't look at things as being, oh, I failed, I didn't do this right, or I didn't do that right. Well, number one, you didn't fail. You didn't fail because you tried, and that or what you consider a failure is actually a lesson. You can always find something to do with whatever it is you feel didn't turn out. For instance, I pressure cooked some rice. I didn't do it on purpose, but you don't pressure cook rice. So I took it, and I was making up some dog food, and I added it to the dog food. It was just a little bit. I added to that. I also got some ideas for some rice cakes and some rice bowls, and just a lot of different neat things. So just because it doesn't turn out like you think it should, or like somebody else's did doesn't mean it was a fail. Because if it was, my life would be full of fail. So anyway, that's that. So I got my sugar in here. I got my firecrackers in here, atomic fireballs in here. I'm going to lay my apples in here. I'm going to taste this first. It smells pretty potent, but let's see. Oh. Ooh. That's good, but I think this needs to go back in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this sit in there. I'm just going to let it steep. Just going to let it go. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to let it go. It's hot. And then I'm going to put my food coloring in, and then we'll go. Okay, so my bag broke open, so everything is in here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So now I've got some red food coloring. I thought I had some of the liquid, but I don't. All I have is the paste, which is fine. So you're going to put your food coloring in, just, you know, however red you want it. What the heck? I do wish I had the liquid one, but I don't. So I'm just going to have to deal with this. So make it as red as you want it. You can even use, I don't know, they say you can use green too, but I don't know how that would work with your cinnamon and cloves and all that other stuff. I don't know how that would work. So, but they must, because I see green ones. Okay, I think that's enough. That's enough. Smells like yum. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my apples. Excuse me. I'm going to lay my apples in here. And I'll put the lid. Where's the lid? Oh, it's right here. I'm going to put the lid on top of it, and I'll let those apples sit. I'm not going to cook them because I don't want them to turn to mush when I put them in the water bath. So I'm just going to put them in here. I'll let them soak. I don't know how long I'm going to let them soak. Just until I guess the color is nice and bright. And you know what? It's not going to look like what you get in the store. Probably not even. It's not even going to taste like what you get in the store. But it's going to taste good. This is one of those things, again, that, you know, you can just kind of tweak it to fit your taste or your family's taste. However, I did keep those apple scraps though, and I'll probably put those in the freezer and cook them up for the dogs, or I don't know, something. They like those kind of treats. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit for probably about an hour or so. It's just gonna sit here. I'll come back and push them down every so often, but I'll see you in an hour. Okay, back to, oh, these smell so good. Our spiced apples. I'm gonna put them in here. They're really not like the color that I want them to be, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. And then I'm going to put the syrup back on the stove, and I'm going to cook it down for just a little bit, and then I'm going to top it. I'm going to top the apples with the syrup. Oh, there we go. And I thought I had more rings in here than this, but I guess not. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get these filled up, and then I'm going to cook that syrup down just a little bit more, and I'm going to put it over my apples. Okay, so this is hot. I'm going to pour that in. Some of the cloves are going to go in there. That's fine. I'm going to take one of the cinnamon. Cinnamon stick. Boy, you know, it's really been, I've been just really distracted today. Don't know what's going on. The new year, maybe? I don't know. But you're going to want to leave about ½ inch of headspace in there. There you go. I'm hoping that the color is a little more red by the time it's all done. So this is going to go in for a 10-minute water bath. My water is already over there, ready to go. So remember, when you put it in your canner, hot jars, hot water. Don't forget to wipe everything off because you don't want all that sticky on there. Now I'm always talking about the fact that you can tweak things, and I'm a firm believer in that. You know, if you don't want as much clove, cinnamon, you know, whatever, then don't use it. If you want your syrup to be thicker, where's my other lid? Here it is. If you want your syrup to be thicker, put it down more. You know what I was just thinking? I bet this would be really great for applesauce or apple butter. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get it in there, and I've got to taste it yet too. All right, they're all done. They're not quite as red as I'd like them to be, but you know what? It's okay. I tasted some earlier and they taste really good. So, success. My daughter's gonna be super happy.